but the word of life is hidden in its script. The chant of life is lost its divine note. The chant of life has lost its divine tone. The word of life is hidden in a script. Word of life, the mantra of life, the mantra of life. They knew about the mantra of life, existence of the mantra of life, and he wanted that thing to be revealed to him by the mother. In their occult meeting, one day, she went somewhere deep, deep down, and there was a boss script, and on that was written the mantra of life. And he wanted mother to open it and read it for him. She refused to do that. She refused to do that. She did not want to give that mantra of life to Theo. It was written in Sanskrit, the mantra of life. So I don't know, even if she had read it, whether she would have really got the sense of the Sanskrit there, or some other kind of a knowledge which must have come there, you see. It was there, mantra of life. And then Theo became extremely angry, and he cut off the cord which is there. You see, when you are going into the trance of that thing, some person has to kind of be there to support you. He cut off that thing. She would have kind of gone away, disappeared, the mother at that point of time, you see. But then there was always the supreme grace to protect her. Supreme grace, of course, although she had not met Shivandu and Shivandu had not met her, it was there. And I am pretty sure that it was he who gave the necessary protection to the mother at that time. And much later, when she came to Pondicherry, she gave that mantra to Shivandu. She used that mantra to life. Now, that mantra of life is the mantra of immortality in this world. Of immortality in this world, you see. Obviously, had she had Theo got the possession of the mantra of life, then it would have been a great calamity. Theo himself was the incarnation of God of death. Mother has said he is the incarnation of God of death, Asura, death. So had it gone, slipped into the hands of death, then all the other things which had to follow would have been completely lost. So it had to be given directly to Shivandu, and that is what happened. So see, these are very complex kind of occult workings, and we cannot really understand the meaning, the significance, the implications of all these things which are there. We just fail to that thing. But in terms of the history of evolution, in terms of history of Earth itself, they are extremely significant events in the course of life. So the word of life is hidden in this script, and there was nobody to reveal that thing at that time. Now, one may be kind of clever. The mantra of life is there hidden. It's kept in a box in the occult cave. In the occult cave. Argue for a minute that there is no Tian incident, episode. That Tian is not aware of it at all, and mother did not bother at all about that thing. Would then that mantra of life come to light after mother coming here? After mother coming here. Well, I will. These are all, of course, speculations on our side, but I believe that it would not have happened. I believe that it would not have happened because At that point of time, it was not necessary to take possession of the mantra of life for Shivandu sadhana. He had already done such thing that it was kind of under his full control and command. And therefore, it's not that go to the crypt and then own and then see all that sort of a thing, you see. Perhaps, I mean, that is one way of looking at it, you see. I'm not going to hold it fully, but that is one. But at the same time, it was necessary that the god of death should be aware of it and see the consequence of it, what is going to happen. So, in that sense, it was necessary that it should be through Theon, it should have happened, instead of it happening directly here in Pondicherry. Then you would have completely sort of bypassed death, and then the implication of death which is there would not have been there. Would not have been there. See? Mother's psychic being was so strong, so powerful, that although he cut off the life cord in their awkward sitting, she could still come back to life. She says that it was a very painful process, but she did come back to life like that, you see. It doesn't happen normally like that, you see. So, but the word of life is hidden in this script. I think this is a very clear reference to that the episode of Mother and Theon and the mantra of life. The chant of life has lost its divine note. The chant of life has lost its divine note. As I said earlier, Shivandu reads the word divine as a trochee. Divine, not divine. 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 And therefore, this is a perfectly iambic line. The chant of life has lost its divine note. A perfectly iambic line. All the five are iambic, see. Almost monosyllabic also, see. Unseen, a captive in a house of sound, in a house of sound, the spirit lost its splendor of a dream. Listen to a thousand voiced illusions ode, thousand voiced illusions ode. So this is what every kind of a truth you make is an illusion to you. The song of illusion is all that you are hearing all the while. The song of illusion, that is all the while you are hearing, you see. Because the unseen is captive in the house of sound. It doesn't have access to silence, the supporting base for sound, which is not there. Then this is what happens, you see. Unseen, a captive in a house of sound, the spirit lost its splendor of a dream. Listen to a thousand voice illusion sold. So, in that process, what is happening? That even a spirit is kind of now getting overpowered by the thousand voice illusion sold, you see. A delicate weft of sorcery stays the heart. A delicate weft of sorcery, magic show. Or a fiery magic taints her tones and hues. Her stands for a first life. Her tones and hues. Yet they but wake a thrill of transient grace. Yeah, there is a little joy, but then what happens? What is the use of that thing? They only wake a thrill of transient grace. It comes and goes away. For a moment it's there, but then again it vanishes. It is not kind of permanent in the working of things. A vagrant march struck by the wanderer time. The time himself is a wanderer. March struck by the wanderer time. They call to a brief, unsatisfied delight, or swallow or wallow in ravishments of mind, ravishments of mind, and so all the sensuous pleasures, mental pleasures. It is in that they are happy, but miss the luminous answer of the soul. What really should come from the soul, that is completely missed, you see, whole process. Or wallow in ravishments of mind and strength. A blind heartthrob, a blind heartthrob that reaches joy through tears, heartthrob that reaches joy through tears. That is our state, you see. A yearning to speak forever unread. A yearning to speak forever unread. Yeah, you want to climb the peak, but you cannot really climb up to the top of the peak. An ecstasy of unfulfilled desire. Track the last heavenward climbing of her voice. Her voice, her of course stands again for life. Her voice. Track the last heavenward climbing. She is climbing step by step above, all the way to of her voice. Heavenward climbing. That is the Rigvedic phase. The Rigveda speaks of the ascending slopes of heaven. Ascending slopes of heaven. Steep slopes of heaven, climbing up. So heavenward climbings of her voice. Climbings, of course, is a noun here. See. Track the last heavenward climbings of her voice. Transmutate our past sufferings, memories, into an old sadness is sweet, escaping trail. So the past memories of suffering, their sadness, turn our tears to gems of diamond pain, her sorrow into a magic crown of song. Well, this is the transient state. There are little bit of joy, small things are there, but then they are not permanent. They have become diamond pain, gems of diamond pain. You see, what a phrase. Her sorrow into a magic crown of song. Brave are her snatches of felicity. Ananda comes for a short while and again disappears. It is not permanently there. Felicity, happiness, joy is not there permanently. Brief are the snatches of felicity that touch the surface, then escape or die. Well, that is an expansion of the words brief, snatches, that they touch and escape or die. A lost remembrance echoes in her a lost remembrance echoes in her depths. Deathless longing is a lost remembrance echoes in her depths. Well, it's a very complex phrase. Lost remembrance. She knows where from she is coming, from the high realm of life, beautiful, glorious, joyous life, vibrant life, dynamic life. She is coming. So that is the remembrance. But that that remembrance itself is lost in her depths. That she has come from there, that itself, that remembrance itself is lost. A lost remembrance echoes in her depths. Well, but the echo is still there in her depths, you see. The remembrance is lost, but the echo is still persisting. Sound is not. A deathless longing is hers. Obviously, that is always a veiled self call. It's a very complex kind of a thing. You see, she has come from there and she knows from there, she has got kind of a memory, but that memory itself gets lost. Yet there is something which keeps on echoing within her, insisting. A deathless longing is a veiled self call, a prisoner in a mortal's limiting world, a prisoner in a mortal's limiting world. Well, that is the tragedy. Life wanted to be absolutely free and do whatever she wanted to do, but she is caught in the world of mortality here. In the material circumstance in which she is there, she has to meet mortality, mortal's limiting world. A spirit wounded by life's sobs in her breast. How tragic, you see. The spirit is very sad, very melancholy, you see. A spirit wounded by life's sobs in her breast. The spirit is there in her breast and it is on. A cherished suffering is her deepest cry. Cherished suffering, well, it's a little complex phrase again. She is suffering there, but she cherished because there is kind of a joy in the whole thing there. A wanderer on forlorn, despairing route. Wanderer. We had earlier wanderer time, 53.21. And now here, a wanderer on forlorn, despairing routes, along the roads of sound, a frustrated voice, along the roads of sound, the frustrated voice, along the roads of sound, a frustrated voice, perfectly iambic line, you see. Forsaken cries to a forgotten place, forsaken cries to a forgotten place, again, that memory, that old thing where she has come. Astray in the echo caverns of desire, astray in the echo caverns of desire, in the chambers, in the cavern, in the cave, there is the echo of desire. Desire is the original will, original expectation of things done. Desire is a very positive thing here. See, it is God's desire by which the whole thing has started. Desire is a very noble word in that sense, not in the sense in which we take in the vital sense as a kind of a lust or greed. It's not that. Desire is means itcha, my itcha, desire, my wish in that sense. Astray in the echo caverns of desire. Astray, I am in the spirit echo, I am cavern, I am of desire, of desire, of desire. It is one single foot of desire. It is called amphibrach. Short, long, short, amphibrach. Short, long, short. You have many lines in Savitri ending with amphibrach. There are many lines also beginning with amphibrach. Short, long, short. You see. It guards the phantoms of a soul's dead soul. Soul's dead soul. Soul has given up the ghost now. But then, in the cavern, that desire, it still is holding on its phantom, its ghost. Its presence is still there. It is not totally gone away, it is still there. It guards the phantoms of a soul's dead soul and keeps alive the voice of perished thing. Things are gone away, but the voice is there, the echo is there, the phantom is there, the ghost is still there. See, that's what it is. And keeps alive the voice of perished thing, or lingers upon sweet and errant note, or lingers upon sweet and errant note, hunting for pleasure in the heart of pain. Why is it lingering there for? Because it wants to hunt pleasure. Where? In the heart of pain. Even the heart of pain, it is hunting for pleasure of joy, you see. That desire is there constantly. So that is an expansion of the same thing. That phantom of soul's hopes. There is a kind of desire, there is a kind of wishful thing, and keeps alive the voice of priestly. A faithful hand has touched the cosmic chord. So there is something good because of that hope. A faithful hand has touched the cosmic chord. Again, a perfectly iambic line. A faithful hand has touched the cosmic chord. Perfect iambic line. A faithful hand has touched the cosmic chords. All the five rams, and the intrusion of a trouble in the strain. Trouble, the strain, the musical note, it is troubled because of these things here, but then it is still intruding, covers the inner music's hidden key. Cover the inner music's hidden key that guides and hurt the surface cadence. The hidden key is guiding the surface cadences. The hidden key is guiding the surface cadences, you see, notes of it. And intrusion, trouble. So these are belonging to the same musical chord, strain, key, cadences, all of them belonging to the same category, you see. A faithful hand has touched the cosmic chord and intrusion, trouble in the strain, musical note, covers the inner music's hidden key that guides unheard the surface cadences. Yet it's a joy to live and to create. In spite of all these evanescent things, coming and going, ghost-like things, phantom things, still there is a joy. Yes, yet it's a joy to live and to create. Well, that is why we say that thing, that desire is there, that urge is there. There is something basically within us that, in spite of all the thousand difficulties and painful things and all that in life, you want to live, be joy, be happy, to create something. Yet it is joy to live and to create, and joy to love and labor, though all fall in spite of failure, still, and joy to see, though all we find deceives, and all on which we learn betrays our trust. See, still there is joy. Although we know that there is a betrayal, but still there is joy in participating. And all on which we learn betrayal, etc. Yet something in his depths was worth the pain. Yeah, why all this trouble, why the difficulty? Because there is some meaning, some significance, some purpose behind the whole thing. Therefore, it is worth some meaning. Yet something in its depth was worth the pain. We have come here, we have suffered here, difficulty here. It is worth taking all the suffering and that pain and injury. A passionate memory haunt with ecstasies fire. What a line! Suddenly you see the difference. A passionate memory haunt with ecstasies fire. A passionate memory. I am. Passionate mem. And appear. Horn. Third foot is with X. Fourth foot is again. And I am. Cease fire. I am. Ecstasy. Sorry, last foot is anapest again. Ecstasy's fire. A passionate memory haunts with ecstasy's fire. Two anapes are there in the line. Even grief, a passionate memory. You see, that old remembrance is there, and there is still something working within them, and therefore there is a kind of a passion behind that. Ecstasy is fire, joy is fire, happiness, kindle, living, alive, alert. Even grief is joy hidden beneath its roots. Who will accept that? You see, that there is joy even beneath grief, that there is life even beneath death. Who will accept that? There is truth beneath falsehood. Who will accept that? Even grief has joy hidden beneath its rule, for nothing is truly vain the one has made. In words, the one, whosoever has designed the whole creation, the one, the Supreme, has done all this thing with a purpose. There is grief, there is defeat, there is pain, there is falsehood, there is evil, even there is hell, as if they have all a purpose in the scheme of things. Nothing is vain. They have a certain role to play. Therefore, they are there. Night is there, darkness is there, with a certain purpose. Night is there, therefore you got stars there. Otherwise, you won't be stars. For nothing is truly vain. The one has made. That's a great, great hope, great optimism, great consolation to us that don't give up hope. It is a purpose behind all these things. Live to that purpose. Even grief is joy hidden. Now, how many of us really enjoy the joy beneath grief? How many of us see? Now, in fact, when a child is crying, a baby is crying, the mother certainly becomes very sad, affected, emotional also the child and wants to console her. But then at the same time she remembers a kind of a joy in the crying of that baby, of that infant. The infant is crying for something and she kind of remembers that thing, enjoys that thing. In fact, that happens everywhere, you see. When somebody has happened like that, and then you remember that thing, then you really start enjoying it also. Even grief is joy hidden beneath this room, for nothing is truly vain. The one has made in our defeated hearts God's strength survive. That will not go away at all. God's strength will never go away. Although we are defeated, God's strength will not go at all. You see, and victory star still lies our desperate road. Our death is made a passage to new world. So that is the great conclusion. That is the great conclusion of this grief. So why one has made all this? Why one has made death? Why one has made death? Because death is a passage to new worlds, new manifestation, new powers of the spirit entering into this creation through death. At the moment, death is playing a certain role, and it is a beneficial role which death is really doing for us. You see. Our death is made a passage to new worlds. Now, of course, nobody will understand that thing, nobody will appreciate it also. But it's a fact. It's a fact. You die to come back and take another chance of improving yourself, of making further progress, of seeing new possibilities, even of discovering new worlds in your life. So all those things open out for you. Our death is made a passage to new worlds. Now, of course, we don't recognize that thing. We don't realize that our death is for a certain purpose. We never realize that. You see. But then, one who has made it, he has made it with a purpose. Our death is made by him. It is a passive voice. Death is made by him, a passage to new world. He has created death, that through death we discover new worlds. So it is his work, not our work, you see. But we condemn death in that sense. You see. This to life's music gives its anthems well. Obviously, this to life. This stands for our death. The death made a passage to new world. This to life's music gives its anthems well. Now, metrically, I will make this as a headless line. This to life's music. It is not this to life's music gives its anthems well. You see, normally you would simply say this to as a talkie, life's muse and I am. Third foot gives I am. Is an I am. That's where I am. But I will say this to life's music. This to life's music gives its anthems well. This and an I am to life's and I am music gives. Critic, long, short, long. This to life's music gives its anthems well. I'll put the third foot as a critic, long, short, long. Music gives. It sounds better also, no? I don't know. This to life's music gives its anthems well. Anthem, building up sound, volumes of sound coming up. What is that giving to life music swell? Our death is made a passage to new worlds. It is that which gives the anthem swell, the music ascending slopes. To all she lends the glory of her voice. She, again that life. To all she lends the glory of her voice. Voice because it is an anthem as well. Heaven's raptures whisper to her heart and pass. She hears the laughter of heaven, a transient yearnings cry from her lips and fade. It is through her that the earth is seeing her there. This to life's music gives her anthems well. So that is in fact, that's the line. This line is the most important line in the whole passage. Our death is made a passage to new world. That's the pivotal line, central line. This to life's music gives its anthems well. To all she lends the glory of her voice. Because of that, she gives glory to life. Heaven's raptures whisper to her heart and mind. Again, this one, heaven's rap. And the first foot will be heaven's rap. Long, short, long. Heaven's raptures wish. Second foot is I am. Third foot is spirit. Her heart, I am. For last foot is again I am. So first foot again here is a critic. Heaven's raptures. Long, short, long. Heaven's raptures. Starting the line, starting with the critic. Earth transient, earth transient. Starts with a Ponte. Transient yearnings. Second foot is an appearance. Yearnings cry, I am. From her, spirit, lips and fade. Again, short, long, long. Alone, the God given him escapes her heart. Yes, but then again, alone, the God given him, that is the anthem, but escapes her heart. That came with her from her spiritual home. See, what she brought from her spiritual home, that is still escaping. That is still escaping. She wants to bring the joy here, but she is unable to do here in this mortal world. She is unable to hear. Alone, the God given him. Alone, the God given him. Escapes her aunt that came with her from her spiritual home, from high spiritual home, from the transcendent. She brought that music, but stopped halfway and failed. She brought that hymn, that swell and all that thing, but stopped halfway and failed. A silent word awake in some deep pause of waiting word. Now this is in Dhamma. Line is overflowing. A silent word awake. You see, the line is overflowing. A silent word awake in some deep pause of waiting word. A murmur suspended in eternity is heard, but no breath comes from the supernal peace. There is no response from above. A sumptuous interlude occupies a sumptuous, rich, luxurious, sumptuous in that sense, plentiful, luxurious. A sumptuous interlude occupies the ear, and a heart listens, and the soul consents, and evanescent music it repeats, wasting on transient time's eternity. So ultimately what happens here is this part is here. She brought all that thing. This is in Athens well, but then the heart listens and the soul consents. A sumptuous, rich, superior quality, magnificent, splendid, and the heart listens, and the soul consents, and evanescent music it repeats, wasting on transient time's eternity. Well, now, time's eternity. See, not eternity proper yet. Time's aspect of eternity, it is which is kind of lost in the transient creation, in the transient. Wasting on transient time's eternity. So, although all those things are there, still we have got this aspect of a tremolo of the voices of the hour, a tremolo of the voices of the hours, time, eternity, hours, transience, they are all going. Tremolo, a single note repeated again and again, again and again. To, 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 to. That is a tremolo. A single note repeated again and again. That is a tremolo. A tremolo, the voices of the hours, oblique screen, the high intended theme. So the high intended theme which is intended here, that theme is kind of screened by that tremolo, that the self-embodying spirit came to play on the vast clavichord of nature food. The self-embodying spirit, the self-embodying, not that it is not that self is embodied. Self, it is self-embodying. That is self-embodying. It is not that self-embodying. It is not that self-embodying. It is self-embodying. It is the self-embodying. Spirit came to play. Why the Spirit came here? On the vast clavichord of nature force. Clavichord of nature. So nature has many keys on the keyboard. Any number of keys on the keyboard. I don't know, the clavichord has how many? About 100, 70, 80 keyboards like that, no? Clavichord. Clavichord is a very ancient instrument, maybe 600, 700, 800 year old roughly. I think it is one of the earliest instrument on the keyboard, in the keyboard class. Clavichord and harpsichord, these are the precursors of piano, modern piano, you see. But the clavichord, it has a keyboard, and then you press the lever, and then it goes, and then the string is above. On the clavichord, the string is above, and you press it, and then there is a metal plate which will go and strike the string in the clavichord. Whereas in the other instrument, it is down. You see. In the clavichord, it is up. In the clavichord. These clavichords are very costly also, even now. But I don't know now anybody makes clavichord at all. Nobody makes clavichord. No. And I think the clavichord was invented by an Italian musician, an Italian instrument maker. Clavichord as well as harpsichord. They were they were invented by the Italian musicians. You see, in the 14th century or something like that, around that time. You see, so they were important in those days. Baroque music, then for religious operation. Therefore, naturally, it came from Italy also. You see. Renaissance, Baroque, classical eras, Middle Ages, it is in those times that this instrument was made, you see, clavichord. Now, why the poet is speaking of clavichord? Why can't he speak of piano? Surely he knows piano, but he uses the word clavichord. The self-embodying spirit came to play on the vast clavichord because it is an ancient instrument. See, the choice of the instrument is a purposeful choice. He doesn't speak of harpsichord, which came after clavichord. He tremolo, then clavichord. So the whole is the anthem, the whole musical description is continuing on the vast clavichord of nature. For only a mighty murmur here and there on the eternal world, the blissful voice. Our beauty is touch transferring heart and sense. Beauty is touch. What does beauty do? What is the function of beauty? To transfigure heart and sense. That is the role of beauty. Transfigure heart and sense. A wandering splendor and a mystic cry recall the strength and sweetness heard no more. So that tremolo, they are still recalling that old music, that earlier thing. Sweetness heard no more. Strength and sweetness, both are there, all these things. In those old instruments, it is there. You see. So it is that ancient musical scenery which is kind of recreated this whole thing. That is why clavichord, not other instruments, you see. Only a mighty murmur here and there on the eternal world, the blissful voice or beauty's touch, transfiguring heart and sense, a wandering splendor and a mystic cry, recall the strength and sweetness heard no more. Perfectly iambic line again. See. Recall the strength and sweetness heard no more. A wandering, you see again the wandering has gone for the third time in the same small passage you wander. Now we are coming to the last section of the canto, section 6. Section 6 with 59 sentences. It's a very long section. 214 lines, 214 lines and 1623 words. The total number of words is 1623. So it's a fairly long section that we see. But I say it's a relatively easy section also, not like other sections probably. Here is a gap. Here stops or sings, lies, pose. See, he speaks of tremolo, he speaks of. Now, this is the problem. The gap Recall the strength and sweetness, hurt no more. That is the gap. That is the gap. Strength and sweetness, hurt no more. It is there, but there is a gap. It's not there. The God given hymn escaped the heart of life, comes no breath. What is there is only the evanescent music and not what the spirit came to play. Play on the clavichord of nature force. The spirit came to play some music on the clavichord of nature force, but it is not there, that music. Only a mighty murmur is heard here and there. Eternal word, the blissful voice are not there. Heaven's rapture is there no more. That is the gap. That is the gap. Heaven's rapture is no more there. Here is the gap. Here stops or sinks life force. We already had nature force, life force. Now they are different. Life force is different than nature force. What stops is life force. Sinks life force, not nature force. This deficit purpose the magician's skill. The magician is there to play every kind of magical trick, but this gap, this want is making their skill poor. Purpose is used as a verb here. It purpose, deficit purpose, this deficit, this gap, this skill, want of skill is making it poor. The magician's skill. This want makes all the rest seem thin and bare. A half side, a half side, a half side, a half side draw, a half side draws the horizon of her hand. Her depths remember what she came to do. Well, that remember is always there. Her depths remember what she came to do. She wanted to bring those glories of heaven here, but she cannot. But the mind has forgotten, or the heart mistake. The instruments are not ready, prepared. The mind has forgotten, or the heart mistakes. In nature's endless line is lost the God. You don't know which line God is. Well, basically, God is there at the end of every line. If you follow any line, you will reach the end of the line and see God there. But then nature's endless line, because the lines are endless, therefore the God is lost, you see. In nature's endless line, in nature's endless line is lost the God. Again, the perfect iambic line. In knowledge to sum up omniscience. In action to erect the omnipotent. To create her creator. Here was her heart's conceit. She came with that kind of a desire, conceit. What are the conceit? To create creator here means to bring out the possibility of the spirit in manifestation here by the life force. It is for that purpose she has come here, to create her creator. She is a very complex spirit. To create a creator, you see. Well, she has come from the creator, she has been placed here, but then in other words, it is that creator who should again come up from here and give rise to all the possibilities which are present in manifestation and so on. It is to open out the possibilities, those hidden secret potencies which are present here. It is that the creator is. To create her creator here was her heart's conceit. Has she succeeded? No, not really. But she has at the same time done a great job, a very good job she has done. She has woken up matter and kindled fire in the heart of matter. That has become the foundation. That is a great job she has already done. She has laid the foundation now for the higher powers to enter in and carry on the work further. She has created forms and forms and forms of life forms. Now into life form, the higher powers can enter in and carry things further, you see. To create her creator here was her heart's conceit. To invade the cosmic scene with utter God. Well, that is the job with which she had come here. That was the intention, to invade the cosmic scene with utter God. That was the intention with which she had come here. Toiling to transform the still, far, absolute. Toiling to transform the still, far, absolute into an all-fulfilling epiphany. For what purpose toil? To create all-fulfilling epiphany, manifestation, epiphany, funny. God image to be present here, funny, image of God, into an utterance of the ineffable who is silent to give him utterance. Speech, utterance, speech means expression. Expression means manifestation of power. She would bring the glory here of the absolute force. She would bring, with that intention she had come, but she is not able to do that. She would bring an abyss. She would bring the glow. I am here. I am of the app, again an abyss. Loose force, again an abyss. So you have got an abyss, you have got I am, you have got I am, again an abyss, an abyss. Three solid an abyss. She would bring of the absolute force. Last two are I am, an abyss. Change poise into creation, rhythmic swing. Music. She has come for that purpose. Marry with the sky of calm, a sea of bliss, sky of calm, and the sea of bliss. She would like to come and bring them together. See, sea and sky. The Vedic image is Prithvi and Akash, Java Prithvi. They will come and join together. She has come with that intention here. Change poise into creation's rhythmic swing. Marry with the sky of corn, a sea of bliss. A fire to call eternity into time. See, suddenly the music of sound, music of poetry is also different here. This canto now suddenly seems. A fire to call eternity into time. Make body's joy as vivid as the soul. That's a great achievement, great thing she's attempting, to make body joy as good as the soul's joy. That is the purpose which she is entering into this creation. Earth should lift to neighborhood with heaven. Should labor's life to equate with the supreme. Labor's life to equate life of this world here with the supreme is her labor. Is her labor. Labor's life to equate with the supreme and reconcile the eternal and the eternal and the join them together. See, so that is the link she has already kind of established in a way. Although it is an incomplete link, but she has really built up that bridge, started that work, you see. A fire to call eternity into time, make body joy as vivid as the soul. Earth she would lift to neighborhood with heaven, labors life to equate with supreme, and reconcile the eternal and her pragmatism of the transcendent truth. Transcendent truth cannot do it, but she has to she has to handle the work in a practical way here, taking cognizance of the things, circumstances here. Therefore, her pragmatism of the transcendent truth fills silence with the voices of the God, but in the cry, the single voice is all. Well, that is the aspect of pragmatism. That is the aspect of pragmatism. For nature's vision climbs beyond her acts. Nature's vision. You see, nature's labor, nature's force, and life's force. There is a difference between them. Nature's vision climbs far beyond what she is able to achieve. Nature has a much higher aim for her. A life of gods in heaven she sees above. Who? She who? Nature. A life of gods in heaven she sees above. A demigod emerging from an ape is all she can in our mortal element. I'm sorry, this her is for life. Although she sees God in heaven, she sees above, and demigod emerging from an aim, all she can is in our mortal element. That is all she can do in our mortal element. Means her vision is falling short of nature. Nature has a much higher vision from her. A life of gods in heaven, she sees above life. A demigod emerging from an ape, a demigod emerging from an ape. Well, from beast, from animal, a demigod, that is man, is all she can in our mortal. That is all she can do. Means she cannot really go beyond the demigod. Life cannot go beyond the demigod. Here, the God, half God, that is demigod. Here, the half God, the half Titan are her peaks. Titan. And half God and half Titan are her peak. Life again. Again, I will call say here as a single syllable. Here, the half God, the half Titan. Here, first I am the half. I am God, the half Titan are me. How did I scan here? Let me see. No, I am sorry. Yeah. Here the half God. Here the half God means first is a talking. Here the, in fact, first is an empiric. Here the half God. Second foot is I am. The third foot is half. Again I am. Titan are the, well, let me read again. Here the here the half God, the half Titan, half Titan. The third foot is an Anabe, the half Titan, half God. Here the half God, the half Titan are her peaks. It's a little complex scanning. This greater life wavers twixt earth and sky. A poignant paradox pursues a dream. A poignant paradox pursues a dream. Her, of course, stands again for life, pursues. Now, here you got P alliteration. Poignant paradox pursues a dream. Poignant, a poignant paradox. First foot is I am, second foot is also I am, third foot is a pyrrhic, pursues is an I am, her dreams and I am. Her hooded energy moves an ignorant world. To look for a joy her own strong clan puts off. In her embrace it cannot turn to its soul. She is holding the joy but she cannot turn its soul because she is holding that thing. Immense her power, endless her acts vast drive, astray age significance and lost. Although she carries in her secret breast the law and jarring curve of all things born, in a secret base she knows what is to do with them. Her knowledge partial seem, her purpose small. In the material creation, she is not able to do what she wants to do. On a soil of yearning trade, her sumptuous hour, again, the sumptuous hour is luxury, big one. A laden nation's ways, the wings of thought, a laden heavy nation's ways, the wings of thought, cannot fly easily, freely, you see. Her power oppresses the being with its garb. Her power oppresses the being with its garb. Her action prisons the immortal gaze. A sense of limit haunts her mastery. Sense of limit. Well, shortcomings of life force in this creation here. This is what her mastery. She is actually a very skillful person, she can do miracles and that kind of thing. Her masters are great. But then in the material circumstances, they are not adequate enough, they are not strong enough, they are not assertive enough, you see. A sense of limit haunts her mastery, and nowhere is assured content or peace, because that mastery is not there fully effective here. Therefore, there is no content, there is no peace, because she is constantly struggling to achieve for all the depth and beauty of her work. A wisdom lacks, the kind of wisdom which is required to handle the situation that is wanting, that sets the spirit free, that wisdom which can set the spirit free in the material circumstance, that is lacking. She knows that the spirit is here, she is striving to do that thing, but she cannot achieve that thing. A sense of limit haunts her mastery, and nowhere is assured content or peace. For all the depth and beauty of her work, depth, yes, she has really done something very great. Beauty and depth, these are her achievements here. A wisdom lacks that sets the spirit free. Who is going to give her the freedom and the wisdom? She has to wait. Means life's wisdom alone is not sufficient. A higher power has yet to enter in here. An old and faded charm had now her face, and poured for him her quick and curious flow, and poured for him an old and olded charm. Him stands for that charm. Him stands for that charm. An old and faded charm. Him. Mal, covered, mal, for him, and curious soul. His wise soul asked a deeper joy than hers. The charm is asking for a deeper joy than what life can give. Than what life can give. An old and faded charm had now her face, and called for him. Out of her dazzle line, he sought escape. He stands for Ashwapati. I'm sorry, this hymn is for Ashwapati. I'm sorry, for Ashwapati. An old and faded charm had now her face, and called for him her quick and even he is kind of covered. His wise soul asks a deeper, Ashwapati's wise soul, asks a deeper joy than hers. Out of her diagonal lines, complex lines, intricate lines, he sought escape. Out of this life, he is caught in that life pole, he is seeking escape. But neither gate of horn or ivory he found, nor postern of spiritual sight. See, he has written all the things so casually, but then there are depths and depths of meaning in this thing. All old references are present here. Our out of our diagonal line, complex, intricate line, he wants to get out of it, but then there is no way to get out of this complex entanglement of her, see, this diagonal line. Neither gate of horn nor ivory. Now, I don't know whether he would have preferred to escape through the gate of horn. Sorry, through the gate of ivory. I wonder whether he would have preferred to escape through the gate of ivory. Yes, surely he would have liked to escape through the gate of horn, but not through the gate of ivory. Nor found postern, a spiritual postern in the palace, back door, escape door is there in the courtyard on the back side, so that you can escape the enemy attack from back side. That is the postern at the behind gate, you see. Now, gate of horn and gate of ivory, these were first introduced by Homer in Odyssey. In Odyssey, in his epic Odyssey, he had introduced these gates. Now, Odysseus is wandering for 10 years after his fall of Troy, and he has not reached his home yet, and his wife is waiting for him in the palace all the while that he would come and he would come and he would come. And one day she has got a dream that he is coming or something like that he is likely to come shortly, you see. She has got a dream. She starts wondering whether this dream is a gate of ivory or a gate of horn. She is wondering whether it is a gate of ivory or a gate of horn. Gate of ivory means deceitful. You pass through the gate of ivory means you are deceived. So whether this dream is a deceiving thing or whether it is something which is going to bring fulfillment, satisfaction. Gate of horn is for satisfaction, for fulfillment. Gate of ivory is for deceit. Gate of ivory is for deceit. That you are deceived and then you are taken astray. So if you pass through the gate of ivory, it means that you are really misled completely, you see. When you are passing through the gate of horn, it means that you are going to get satisfaction out of that. So she sees a dream, this man is coming back, her husband is coming back. Now whether it is through the gate of ivory or through the gate of horn, she is not yet able to decide at that moment. At that moment. But then she is convinced that he is coming still there. So this reference is directly with Homer's Odyssey. See, that is the richness of Savitri. You have got allusions, very casually has made. Out of her diadal lines, he sought to escape. Ashwapati wants to escape from these complexities of life here, but then whether he is going to escape through the gate of Hyrule or through the gate of Horn, that or through the postern gate, see, that he is not yet sure. Let me read some of these nice things about the dream of Penelope. Penelope has a dream that her husband is about to return after 10 years. Stranger, dreams verily are baffling. She is narrating. Dreams are baffling and unclear of memory. Unclear of meaning, yeah. And in wise to do the final fulfillment in all things for men, and in wise do they find fulfillment in all things in women. For two are the gates of shadowy dreams. Two are the gates of shadowy. She is explaining. Two are the gates of shadowy dreams, and one is fashioned by horn, and one by ivory. Those dreams that pass through the gate of sawn ivory, cut and ivory, deceive men, bringing words that find no fulfillment if you pass through the gate of ivory. But those that come forth through the gate of polished horn bring true issue to pass. When any mortal sees them. But in my case, it was not from them, neither this gate of ivory, not my stranger dreams came. My stranger dreams did not come through the gate of ivory. Means it is kind of a certainty issues of them. But in my case was not from thence, from those gates. Methinks not my strange dream came from that. She is assuring that you have dreamt. People say they say gate of horn through which is passing, or it's a gate of ivory. She says no. It is coming from something else more definite than that. She is asserting that thing, and it happens later. Now, what will you call that kind of a dream, which becomes true? It is neither a gate of horn, nor a gate of ivory, nor a postern gate. It is something which is real. It is a foreknowledge of what is going to happen. Definitely, it is a conviction of the soul which sees the future getting materialized. So she has felt that something within that this is going to be true. Now this gate of horn, the first invention of this gate of horn and gate of ivory, these two gates, is by Homer. in this context. See what imagination you see. Now, they say that the words which are there for horn and ivory in Greek language, the word for Greek for ivory and for horn, which is there in that language, resemble those shapes. The Greek words resemble those shapes, horn or ivory shape. And then from that, the meaning of those words is deceitful or fulfillment. There is a word for deceit, there is a word for fulfillment, and these two have shape of either horn or of ivory, you see. So that is the kind of an etymological connection with it. The Greek word for ivory and for horn are of that shape, and their meaning is in Greek language horn, fulfillment, ivory, deceit, those words you see. So that is how the terminology has come, gate of horn or gate of ivory. Now Shivananda has introduced third gate, nor postern nor spiritual sight. Back to our passage is not there, you see. So he is kind of trapped there now at this point, you see. There was no issue from that dream-like space. There is no escape. You can't really from that dream-like. In the diagonal lines, he's caught and he is not able to escape from that. Our being must move eternally through time. So, in the diagonal line, it must keep on moving all the while, all the while. Our being must move eternally. Well, before I go that, let me tell you one more reference of this gate of ivory and gate of. It is in Virgil. In the Inferno, Ennis, his father, who is the guiding spirit there, he tells his son there, two gates, the silent house of sleep adorn. Two gates adorn the house of sleep. One of polished ivory, this, that of transparent horn, the other. True vision through transparent horn arise. True visions from transparent horns arise. Through polished ivory pass deluding lies. Deluding lies pass through ivory then. Of various things discovering. As he passed Anchises, his father, hither bent his steps at last. Then through the gate of ivory he dismissed his valiant offspring and diving gazed. He says, don't go through the gate of ivory. His father is telling, the spirit of his father, Eris's father, is telling him, don't go through the gate of ivory, go through the gate of horn. Then through the gate of ivory he dismissed, don't go through there, his valiant offspring, his son, valiant offspring, Ennis, and divine guest. He is the divine guest who has come there to see that. Virgil himself was the guide of Dante. Well, so Ashwapati did not find any escape door, nor the gate of ivory, nor the gate of horn, nor the postern. There was no issue from the dream-like space. There was no issue from the dream-like space. What we have seen just now. There was no issue from the dream. There was no issue. There was no issue from the dream-like space. All the three gates are related to a dream. Issue, ultimate result. He sees that thing, there is no ultimate, he kind of sees only the thing, but the issue is then what is the result, what is the outcome of that thing, of that he has no. There is no issue from the dream-like space, the whole thing like a dream only. Our being must move eternally through time. Therefore, he goes to power. Our being must move eternally through time. Death helps us not. You can't escape through the gate. That is not the gate at all available to you. Death is not the gate. Only ivory and horn or postern gate, but death is not the gate. When is the hope to see? So that is not the escape route at all for you. A secret will compel us to endure. You have to endure, and it is willed by somebody for your good. It is willed for your good. A secret will compels us to endure. Our life's repose is in the infinite. So that is the great consolation. Our hope, our longing, our fulfillment, our success is only in the infinite. Is only our life's repose, our rest. It cannot end. Its end is life supreme. So that is the Arvindonian assertion. That is the Arvindonian assertion. Life supreme. Now, this is the phrase, of course, we are very familiar. Instead of saying life divine, he says life supreme. His end is life. So that is the constant message of Savitri. In fact, in book 11, you have got this life divine. Savitri is asking for life divine upon earth, and the divine gives the boon to Savitri. Yes, there will be life divine upon earth. Its end is life supreme. So this, it cannot end. When it is going to be fulfilled, that will be fulfilled by Savitri in the book of everlasting. You see. Until then, Ashwati has to do all that thing, you see. Our lives repose. In fact, that phrase, life divine, appears twice in that canto, in book 11. Our lives repose is infinite. What a consoling line, say, our life, all our hope, all our longing, all our fulfillment, everything is reposed in God, in infinite. It cannot end. It has no other way out at all. There is no gate open to you, neither the gate of ivory, nor the gate of horn, nor the poison gate, nor the gate of death. No, no, no. Its end is life supreme. That is the only gate, you see. Now, what do you call that gate? What do you call that gate? Golden gate. The golden gate, the solar gate, the solar gate, the golden gate. That is the only way by which you can really, the golden gate or the solar gate, you see. Its end is life supreme. Death is a passage, not the goal of our walk. Some ancient deep impulsion labors on. Yes, because there is a will now. A secret will compels us to endure. A secret will compels us to endure. Therefore, an ancient deep impulsion labors on. Our souls are dragged as with a hidden leash. Yes, we cannot but go. Our souls are dragged with a hidden leash, carried from birth to birth, from world to world. Our acts prolonged after the body's fall. Yes, body may go away, but that does not stop our journey from world to world. You keep on moving in different worlds. Our souls are dragged as with a hidden leash, carried from birth to birth, from world to world. Our acts prolonged after the body's fall. The old perpetual journey without pause continues, till, till its end is life supreme. Without pause. No silent peak is found where time can rest. No silent peak is found, no silent peak is found, no silent peak I am is found. Third is also I am, fourth is I am, last foot is also I am, all I am become. No silent peak is found where time can rest. Now silent peak, what is the silent peak? See, Shivan is a master of literature. He has got every poetry at his command. Greek, Latin, English poetry. Silent peak is a reference to Keats's sonnet. Keats, John Keats' sonnet. On first seeing Chapman's translation of Homer. Homer, he can't read in Greek and Latin, but there is a translation of Homer into English by Chapman. And when he reads that translation by Chapman, then he writes a sonnet And then he says that it's a new discovery to me altogether. What richness, what profundity, what wideness, what imagery. He is completely dumbfounded by reading the Japanese Homer. You see. I will read the lines which Keats has written in his sonnet. Last 6 lines. Then felt I like some watcher of the stars, watcher of the stars, astronomer. After reading Chapman's Homer, he is writing that thing, the introduction, and then he's concluding that thing. Then felt I like some watcher of the star. When some astronomer is looking at the star and he discovers something new, he's stunned, he's astonished, he's happy, extremely happy. Where a new planet swims into his ken. When he sees a new planet or a new star or something in his ken, the way the astronomer feels joy, it is in that way I am feeling that joy, you see. Then felt I like some watcher of the star, when a new planet swims into his ken. Or, that is one image of the astronomer. The second image is of, or like Cortes, when with eagle eyes he stared at the Pacific, and all his men looked at each other with wild surmise, silent upon a peak in Darien, silent upon a peak in Darien, silent upon a peak in Darien. He says that these Portuguese people, when they went to America and started discovering on the western coast, Cortes was one of the captains of the whole thing, and he's seeing now through the microscope a far distant island up there beyond on the sea there, and all these people and the crew become extremely happy, silent upon a peak in Darien. From there he sees that thing. So the kind of a joy of that discovery of that island by Cortes is something which is absolutely remarkable, and it is that joy which I am seeing now after seeing this translation of Homer into English. That is Keats. Now here the reference is clear. No silent peak is found, but for Ashtapadi yet there is no Cortes, there is no astronomer to discover a new planet, you see. No silent peak is found where time can rest peaks. See the way Shivantu has transformed the whole image of Cortes. Silent peak is an absolute reference to Keats' sonnet. He has literally picked up this phrase, silent peak, from here. Silent upon a peak in Darien. These are the lines. He was a master of English poetry, you see, Shivantu. So see how casually, easily he writes all these things, you see. Very beautiful description. Death is a passage, not the goal of our walk. Some ancient, deep impulsion labors on. Our souls are dragged as with a hidden leaf. Carried from birth to birth, from world to world, our acts prolong after the body's fall. The old perpetual journey, without pause, no silent peak is found where time can rest. I think we'll stop with that. Let us take rest now. It's very rich in allusion. You see, that's the richness of Savitri. He will suddenly speak of Virgil, of Homer, of Keats, of English poetry, and sometimes suddenly he speak of Rigveda and Indian scriptures and Ramayana and all that. You see. That's the richness of Savitri. So one has to have real, very good encyclopedic knowledge of the world literature to enter into Savitri, you see. Savitri needs a very good preparation, a disciplined preparation to enter into it. And then, of course, the poetry is there, the rhythm is there, the music is there, the thought is there, the image. See how suddenly now silent peak is found where time can. Suddenly the line is different. No kids can write such a line. You see the poetry of Keats' line and see, now silent peak is found where time can rest. Suddenly I got the overhead inspiration. The inspiration is overhead inspiration. Keats' line doesn't have that kind of a power. It is a description, very beautiful description. But the mantric, the rhythmic power which comes from the spiritual plane, higher plane, that is not there, which is what now silent peak is found where time can rest. See what a powerful lines and starts with no silent peak. That is the power of poetry also, you see.